Hi, John here. Today we're going to be talking about something very important. I never like to make one piece bigger than another piece because finding alignment and kind of the oneness in your life has many different sums of parts. And many of them just fall into place once you click two or three. And what we're going to talk about today is one of those things. It's a keystone, if you will, in kind of holding everything else that you understand together so that you can think clearly and have the understanding that you need for your journey. So what is this thing? It's frustrating me that you don't tell me. So here I'll tell you. It's about living in the now. It's like living in the moment. And like all kinds of parts of this new language, it's been used so much that people don't hear it anymore. But it really is the answer to so very, very much. I suggest perhaps that you will read Eckhart Tolle's book on the power of now. Some people have a hard time reading him, but he speaks to me clearly, and I'm happy to answer any thoughts you might have from that reading. But when we're dealing with living in the now, it is kind of a brace or something. It kind of corrects so many other things in our lives, in our thinking and how we handle things. It provides things about what is our business and what really isn't. I submit to you that very many things that go on in our life in terms of problems and contrasts that come probably began with being none of our business until we involved ourselves in things that probably were better left to somebody else's journey because that's probably where they began. When we live in the now, we live in the present moment. One of the wonderful things about living in the now and in the present moment is it automatically and completely negates your history. Yeah. I mean, you have history and no one can doubt that. However, living in that history can be painful. And if you bring that painful and wrong vibration into the present, then your future is bound to be the same. Now, why do I say that? Well, I say that because your future, hear me clearly here, your future is designed from the now. Whatever will happen in the next minute, hour, day, month, who knows, will be garnered and set down by where you are at the moment. And you say to me, John, that can change at any moment. Yeah, it can. It really can. If you want to get negative and all full of whatever it is that brings you down, because you'll get more down. Checking, checking, checking. We're far enough in this. Whatever you think and whatever you believe and whatever you say becomes your vibration. Remember, the body can only hold one vibration at a time. There are only two vibrations, positive or negative. Where do you want to be? And when do you decide this? You decide it in the now. And the only way that can be clear is if you're just thinking about what is it right now that you have. And is there any gratitude in this now moment that you can find to create the next moment to be on a positive note, checking, checking, checking? You see, if we stay right here, we're almost bound to ourselves. How nice. Some of you might think that's not a great idea, but let me tell you, you've got to come back to yourself to get through any of this. So it is nice and it is good. And trust me, it's healthy. So living in the now moment, living in right now, I say look back at your history, but don't stare. Look back. Learn from it on a generic basis, all the things between good and evil, right and wrong, if you will. Not that they're all wrong, because it has to be both to have balance. We can look at our lives from the now, from an objective place, from a 5D place of observation, and see, wow, that was a bad stretch in my life, without going into the details of why it was a bad stretch that made you feel bad, that made you do the next thing that even got worse. We've all been there. There's no shame or crime in that. That's part of life. That's the journey. But it's also the journey to come out the other side wiser and not repeat the same mistakes. To not repeat the same mistakes, to get away from making those mistakes, is to stop talking about them. That's an old beat up story. And you had to learn what you had to learn so you could be wiser now. So what is your story today? Your story can only be from the now, because that's the truth. Whatever it was then, it is now. If you were a football star and a hero and the main quarterback and had all the cheerleaders then, but life isn't going for you too good right now, you have to deal with this now. You bring the strength from that being a leader and a great star, and you bring that power and energy to your now, and you can turn things around. And if you find that perhaps you were the guy sitting on the sideline carrying the water, but now you're in some place of honor and power because you're a brilliant student, this doesn't diminish anything. I mean, here you are in this great place, but you have to be careful because, again, we need balance. We need balance in our life. And if you don't have balance, you have some contrast. And when you have contrast, you could have all kinds of things because it's how we handle it. And when are you having this contrast or chaos? Now. So why would you bring answers in from the last century into your now problem? Look at it now. Find the answers because they're there in the calm, cool place of observation. Look out at it and go, okay, I can even see my part in this. No problem. Now your past can come in and say, I remember feeling like that before. Good, that's all you need right there. In this now moment, with your wisdom and your history and your understanding, you say, okay, if for nothing else, I'm gratitude. I have gratitude. I'm grateful for having this understanding in this now moment. I'm also grateful for the understanding that everybody in this whole world has their very own God, and they don't need me to bring my God to save them. All I need is me, because I am my God in with us. So everybody has their very own connection to heaven, if you will. You don't have to drag yours along and give it to somebody else. So in this now moment, for you and your journey, how are things? I owe a little bit of money. My girlfriend left me on the side of the road. Government wants my taxes. That may all be. And all those things can get taken care of, but where am I with all this? You'll bring these strengths and you'll bring this understanding from the now, and you'll say, well, I'm healthy. I feel good. And they made a mistake on the taxes. I know I'm right, and my accountant said I am, so that's cool. And for all of the rest of it, it will be taken care of because you understand that from the now, and with a proper positive energetic reality that's palpable in your life, things will get better. And then they'll get better, and you'll feel better. And you'll be more grateful. And from that gratitude, you'll get better ideas. And from there, you'll grow and grow and grow from the now. But if you drag in all the stuff that didn't work before into here, and if here is from where you pronounce your future, you will just repeat the past. Do you see that? People tell us that without the past, we can't go forward. Drop the damn past and run forward. That's what we have to do. These are old stories and old movies. We need to tell our story and make a new movie from right here in the now. And when you get here, you'll see there's lots of room. It's not cluttered with all kinds of things. And the only thing looking down here is a horizon that you have to paint a picture on from the now. You have the choice, as always, to reproduce the same old history into your present moment so that you can project it forward and do it all over again. Different players, different names, but the same game. Or you can forget about all those things other than the cherished moments. From this positive present moment, the now, you look forward and you will start to paint and manifest and hope and wonder how good things will get. And you'll be surprised at what will come, and you'll be grateful, and you'll giggle, and you'll laugh, and you'll feel foolish, but you'll do it anyway. From the now, you have a choice how and where you to project your future. It's been my pleasure to talk to you. Soon again, I hope.